You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 289 of the Battered Herons Podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD.
Well, while you get that situated, I am doing decently fine. Just a little panicky, Danny. I mean, we're literally losing people that we did not anticipate on losing. And I guess everybody just thinks it's okay. I don't know. I don't know what to do with some of this news. There's a bunch of new names and faces. I'm not particularly comfortable right now.
Is it I'm about to say Tyreek Hill. Facundo Farias, that's the name that's worrying you?
Well, I mean, you got, Facundo Farias, you got Matias Rojas. I mean, these are people that we kind of anticipated to stay with us. Well, Matias Rojas, he was kind of on the line, but like we anticipated signing him at some point for like a hamburger.
I guess let's start with the regular. All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.
The first episode of the year. Somebody said new layout. We're trying something new. We'll see how long it lasts. And tomorrow, check out a new intro coming, courtesies of Mr. KBD. So check that out tomorrow. But yes, new year. It looks like we're finally getting a lot of news rolling out, and I think it's going to be a busy couple weeks, right? I got it on the bottom, 47 days until the start of the season. But we got our first preseason game in what's day? The 12 days. So things are gonna get rolling really, really soon. But let's start with what you said. Let's start with the first one that didn't surprise us too much, which was Matias Rojas. Now, how are you feeling about Mr. Matias Rojas getting the boot?
Well, so like he wasn't under contract, right? So like I anticipated that like San Diego was gonna snatch him up because he's a valuable player, right? I mean, look at this guy, right? But now he's a cutie pie. He can, but I anticipated that we'd do something with him. But apparently we didn't do absolutely anything with him. We just let him go. And essentially he got, snatched up. And, it is what it is.
Apparently they didn't want to pay the money that he was asking for.
He actually ended up going to River Plate, if I'm not mistaken. When I looked back at some of the information, Danny, he ended up going over to River Plate. And I know it probably had something to do with money. Maybe he was asking for too much of it. Maybe he wasn't worth much of it. But for the most part, at least as far as I know, he ended up going over to River Plate.
But do you really see it as such?
I mean, I do see it. I do see it as some sort of a loss. I do see it as a loss because at the end of the day, we ended up losing Diego Gomez. And we talked about on the show that maybe at some point, Diego Gomez, okay, well, Matias Rojas is going to make up a little bit for that. But Matias Rojas isn't even going to be the wing that we expected or anticipated him to be this coming season. I mean, there's still question marks about Robert Taylor and whether he's going to be playing or not. And the guy who's supposed to, I guess, fill his role, which is this guy, or the next guy we're going to talk about, they're both not here, and they're not going to be here. And shout out to, while Danny gets, shout out to Pearl Liu from Singapore. Shout out to you. Pace Hunter saying, Danny, your internet doesn't like you. I don't know if it's internet thing. Yeah, because you're not connected to the microphone, but you're connected to the headset microphone, I believe. But Stancy saying that you're still on a 56K modem. Yeah, he got kicked out of his AOL chat room for sure.
No, for the record, I got a new connection for the mic, and it doesn't seem to like me very much, so it keeps disconnected. So we're gonna keep 2024 continues in 2025 apparently. All right. Yes. So I don't think Matias Rojas, even though he was a playmaker, he would find his own shot. He didn't get enough opportunities to play. He wanted an opportunity to play. I don't think we're gonna suffer a lot because Matias Rojas isn't there. Now, another name that left us, if you're following, oh, we skipped our first topic. I'm sorry, that's my fault. Did you see that Messi got was given the award for the Presidential Medal of Honor or Freedom. I'm sorry, Medal of Freedom.
Well, he was selected for the Medal of Freedom award, but he wasn't necessarily given it.
No, well, he's gonna receive it. He just didn't go with the other 18 people or how many there were. Now there were some people saying, why the hell is he getting it? I'm assuming he got that award because he's brought so much eyes and he's made the American league a little more popular, right? Across the world. Absolutely. Globally. So I mean, I guess you get credit for that.
I mean, look, Stancy is saying, I'm sorry to say this, but he didn't deserve it. He's been here a year plus, please.
But he's probably done more for the league in that year plus than most people have done for this sport in this country. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't think it was a little weird. I thought it was a little out of left field. But, I mean, I've heard that there's been some odd people to get it in the past. So, I mean, who was up there with him? Denzel Washington? What has Denzel done?
Well,
giving us some good movies?
Well, but not that's my problem. Like, Denzel Washington was like nominated for this.
No, he got the award also.
Well, all right, but like I feel like Messi, if you're stiffing something and Denzel Washington is on this list, I feel like you kind of got to be there.
No, I didn't think it was that big a deal that he wasn't there.
I mean, I don't think so either, but like, all right, so I'm trying to see here. He ended up I'm looking at this list. Bill Nye the Science Guy was out there.
Was he?
If Bill Nye is out there, Messi, you got to go.
What are you talking about? Bill Nye has nothing else going on. Messi has plenty going on.
Listen, but Bill Nye the Science Guy is Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Nah, I don't know.
He is the science guy. There's no other science guy other than Bill Nye. You have the soccer guy and the science guy. Don't even do it.
Look, I don't think it was that serious. They said that they told him about it back in December, and he doesn't want to be involved in anything political, and I get it. Bill Nye the Science Guy? No, he's probably M is probably young. Like, how old do you have to be to know who Bill Nye the Science Guy is?
I mean, did you see Training Day, Danny? You better respect Denzel.
Did you watch the 2022 World Cup?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you watch what Messi's done to the MLS?
Yes.
I think Messi has done more for the American sport of football, soccer than Denzel has done for his own pockets in cinema.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Magic Johnson was out there also. He was a pretty pivotal player in the National Basketball Association. Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future. He was out there. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Messi? I don't know. I mean, Messi needs to be out there. Messi should have been out there. I mean, Ralph Lauren is on this list too. Like, who cares, right? I mean, you make clothes, you make cologne and perfume and all that kind of other good stuff. But like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. I think he should have been out there, but I can understand why he didn't go out there. But at the same time, there's some people that were out there that probably could have also stiffed the president. Hillary Clinton was presented with this award. Like, what do you? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll just keep the opinions. I mean, there were so many people that were actually given this award. So in reality, at the end of the day, John Kerry was given the award. Al Gore, Phil Donahue. Okay, we got some names up here. Yeah, Phil Donahue was given. Michael Bloomberg. Here we go, Michael Bloomberg. John McCain, American Badass. So a lot of people on this list. Hold on, because I don't hear what you're saying at the moment. No, I don't hear you at the moment. But yeah, I mean, look, Rick A, Magic Johnson, and Stancy's right. Look, it's smart to stay out of politics, so I can understand the high road that Messi ended up taking. But I don't know. I mean, I guess we can go heads or tails about this, whether he should have been out there or not. I don't know. I mean, what? They're gonna just like FedEx him the package. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Miami Kings saying simply on soccer only. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. And Sargent is actually saying the award is because Messi has been on an ambassador for UNICEF 15 years now. I'm not sure what that means, Sargent. UNICEF for what's if you can educate me here. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Bigote says they're going to use DHL to go ahead and send him this package. So apparently he's going to get it through DHL. Good luck with that. See if that gets to your front door. So we'll have to see about that. I mean, other than that, I mean, did you guys think that he should have been on there, or you think that maybe he had every right to go ahead and stiff President Joe Biden, awarding 56 medals since 2022? What a list. And well, this is nice, right? The award is given to people with humanitarian services. Yeah, I could see that. All right. So moving on, my friends, we're going to go ahead and get further into this, right? We went ahead and we talked a little bit about Matias Rojas. So everybody kind of expected that. But then we got this cutie pie right here, Facundo Farias, right? Now, this is a little bit of a problem. And while Danny goes ahead and fixes the background issues that's happening, I'll give you my opinion about Facundo. When he first came on, I wasn't a big fan of him, right? Aside from that, there was times that you could be able to see glimpses that he was a good player. But again, we have moments where he didn't have so many minutes, so much time to shine. As far as Facundo's time with us, it was really something that was kind of unfortunate that he got injured in the preseason last year, because there were expectations for Facundo Farias, right? Now, as far as Facundo Farias is concerned, just recently, a lot more recent than the news with Matias Rojas, Facundo Farias actually caught some interest. He actually caught some interest from a team out in Argentina, I believe, which I was thinking about this, right? And Mike V is saying Farias played less than Robbie Robinson. I mean, that's embarrassing, right? Playing less than Robbie Robinson. Now, Paul Veloz is saying Facundo is injury prone. Okay. Now, as far as Facundo Farias, there's nothing confirmed yet, right? The rumor is that there are teams or a team in Argentina. And if you guys in the chat want to help remind me, go ahead and chime in into the chat, because I'm not sure exactly what team is looking into getting him. And Gus is saying Racing Club. Okay. Now, as far as Facundo Farias is concerned, one of the issues here is when we lost Diego Gomez, and now obviously we lost Matias Rojas, we're expecting that Facundo Farias is going to be taking the left wing position. Now, we ended up signing Fafa Picol. So, like, a lot of people are kind of looking at that and they're saying, well, you know, we could be able to at least have him on the left wing. Like, nobody is giving Robert Taylor any chance, any fighting chance in competing for this position, right? But at the end of the day, like, Robert Taylor, unfortunately, when he does have the opportunities, he just doesn't link well with Jordi Alba. Playing out on the left wing with certain players limits him. He doesn't get as many opportunities. But with Facundo, everybody is expecting great results, right? Danny, you there?
I hope so. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
I can hear you perfectly.
Get this shit going.
So I was just talking about Facundo Farias and about the issue in terms of the interest from Racing Club, right? But Facundo Farias, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be best that Inter Miami shells him now? Because in reality, like, he is injury prone. He's gotten injured.
Gone.
He's gone. He's gone. It's confirmed.
I mean, it's confirmed.
Because I haven't seen.
It's confirmed.
Well, yes, I haven't seen anything like rock solid confirmed.
Yeah, where he should be gone. Now, let's say hypothetically he's gone, right? It sounds like it's just about as sure as it's going to get. Are you worried that Facundo Farias and Matias Rojas are gone along with Diego Gomez? Because when you think about left wing last year, it was supposed to be Facundo Farias, and then Matias Rojas played some of that, and then Diego Gomez was starting at left wing. So basically, our depth at left wing is basically gone. It's down to Robert Taylor and Fafa Picot.
Well, and that's what I was bringing up, right? A lot of people are like, whatever, let Facundo go away. We got Fafa Picot. Like, they're not even giving Robert Taylor a chance. They're automatically giving the starting role to Fafa.
It was funny because I asked on the Discord today. I was like, are you guys okay with Robert Taylor starting? Some people said yes. Some people said no. Some people said that they would take Fafa over Robert Taylor 1,000 times over. I don't know what the disrespect for Robert Taylor is. I don't know if you remember the chemistry that him and Messi had going in Leagues Cup. Now, I have a feeling after Facundo Farias is leaving, maybe Robert Taylor does stick around, right? Because we thought that it was kind of crowded. However, I left all of a sudden, it's not that crowded anymore.
I think he's going to eat. He's going to eat this year. If they don't bring someone else to compete with him in terms of like for the starting role, I feel like Robert Taylor can eat this year.
And Miami King is Neymar for left wing. That's still a possibility also, I think.
I mean, he's got his kid wearing an Inter Miami jersey. Like, what the hell's going on? Like,
everybody's wearing an Inter Miami jersey nowadays.
Yeah, but he's wearing the dolphin-colored Inter Miami jersey. Like, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, Danny, I'm kind of in a panic because, like I said, Facundo was expected to start with us this year. Matias Rojas, we didn't have him signed, but we were hoping to get him on the cheap. And now we're talking about not having either of them and being stuck with Robert Taylor, who is not necessarily a fan favorite amongst all the fans. I mean, he is, but at the same time, people are starting to get a little bit worn in terms of, you know, unfortunately, his productivity.
Honestly, if we were to end up starting Robert Taylor at left wing, I wouldn't be too concerned. That's just me personally.
I would be like a pig in shit with Robert Taylor playing left wing.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. Pigs are always in shit. They love it. That's like a saying. You didn't know that's a saying, Danny?
No. Pig in poop? I've never heard that.
Okay.
Is that something that people say?
Hold on. Let me see. Saying.
No, just ask the chat.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, chat. Is that a saying? Look,
I've heard of pigs in a blanket.
Look, I just looked. Happy as a pig and shit. Extremely happy. Obviously satisfied and carefree. That's literally a saying. Look at this. Sean Callahan saying yes. Darcy saying yes. John Paul saying no. Common saying Rick A. Pablo Golazo saying yes. Dennis Lopez yes. Jennifer Torres yes. I mean, I am hitting on all cylinders here. Look, yes, definitely a saying. Danny lives under obviously. Danny lives under
I just don't live in a farm. Who the hell says a pig and shit?
This guy is a rock, is what he is. Soulless. Doesn't know sayings, doesn't know anything.
All right, so Matias Rojas gone, Facundo Farias gone, and the first preseason game starting on January 18th, which is 12 days away. You say you're worried. I see a lot of people are still a little antsy. Now, we're going to talk about some of the names that could potentially be coming. But I did want to bring up one quick graphic. You have to realize that we're going to be getting players throughout the whole season, right? We got it under what, like in April? Like we're going to be picking players up consistently, or like in March with you. We got Cello back at the beginning of March. Like, these things happen. So I wanted to bring up a graphic of our first preseason game. Was it against Honduras last year?
I believe, yes, it was against Honduras the first game.
This was the starting 11. Now, obviously, Messi and Suarez, consistent starters. Busquets and Alba, consistent starters. You had Kremaki starting. He barely came off the bench last season. You had Gregory, which is nowhere to be found now. You had Noah Allen starting at center back, which that was the first time we saw it, and we were kind of weirded out by it. And he ended up playing some minutes at center back, but he was never a consistent starter at center back. You had DeAndre Yedlin, who ended up leaving the team in November. No, I'm sorry, not November. In March. You had Gressel, which never played right wing back to the best of my knowledge. He ended up playing midfield and right wing at most of the time, and he was starting. And then you had CJ Dos Santos. Whoever we see on the 18th in Las Vegas doesn't mean that oh my God, we're starting the season and this is our team. Like, we're gonna change this team around. This team will look different as we go on by the time the season starts and even heading into April maybe. So I wouldn't be too concerned about the way the team looks right now because this is going to keep changing.
By the way, Kata, shout out to Kata saying, "What's up, guys? Loving the added motivation and the Fortitude challenge. If you guys haven't joined us in our Discord, right? If you're willing to tread the Discord waters with us here at the Battered Herons, you can be able to join in on the fun. We got our Fortitude challenge, weight loss challenge, right? It's just a group. We're trying to motivate each other to try to get in better shape, try to get healthier. So, be a part of it. Join in. It's good stuff, and I'll put the link in
the description. And I don't want to get his name wrong, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's Matisse Yahoo. I hope I said that right. But he motivated me to start running because he was showing me some of the stats because we were posting some of the workouts we do, and he was putting up some of the numbers that he was doing while going on runs, and it motivated me to go for a run also. So it's nice. It helps definitely having a support system. So it's very cool. All right. Good.
I just want to mention something. Vic, you're on a chess group. I am willing to create a chess group in Discord because I love playing chess.
Chris doesn't play chess.
Yeah, I do. I'll destroy you in chess.
Chris doesn't play chess. All right. So here we go. Real quick, I wanted to put the second graphic. And this was the second game. The second preseason game. Again, Messi, Suarez, Busquets, and Alba, obviously. Then you have David Ruiz starting. You had Yedlin starting again. You had Christoph starting, which never started. These are all names that just weren't common throughout the year. Now, you're going to have your four cores, right? Busquets, Alba, Messi, and Suarez. And then you're going to have other names trickled in. I'm sure Tomas Aviles will be there consistently. But for the most part, this team is far from a completed project, and you're going to keep seeing changes. So for everybody that's really, really concerned with the way the team is looking right now, I wouldn't be too concerned. Things are going to keep getting better. All right.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the changes. But these names here, Danny, these three names right here, I mean, once we start discussing them, I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, right now you brought the graphic up. Tadeo Allende, right?
Now, the reason I brought him up first is because, I put up, as you can see, like those graphics, the stats. I am doing, and I'm putting these stats up. But as you can tell, for Tadeo, I literally just copy and pasted off the internet because I was so shocked at what I saw.
What? This guy? One match, 1 minute played, one yellow card.
Since
a yellow card a minute.
Yeah.
Guys,
since arriving at La Liga, this is how he's looked. He was at Celta de Vigo and La Liga, played one match, 1 minute. Now, I think. Do you have you have to pull that up?
No, I do not have it. No.
Oh, you're slacking. All right, so
I'll grab it while you do this.
I will tell you that he did play 2 Copa del Rey games, I believe, against. I want to say there were 2 lower division teams. I could be wrong, but he did play 2 games. He didn't start in either one of them, but he came off the bench in both of them, and he scored a goal in both of them. So 2 games played, 2 goals scored. So that is, I guess, kind of promising. But yes, when I saw these stats, I was a little worried because, it is alarming that he wasn't able to get on the pitch for more than a minute the whole time that he was there. Now, what did you think of this?
I honestly, I didn't like it because obviously he has no experience from what I see there. I mean, I guess he played in other leagues.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'll look it up real quick. He played for Godoy Cruz. So that's an Argentinian league.
Look, Danny, you know my deal.
Yes, I do.
Okay. You know my deal. I go by the FIFA cards.
Go for it.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, and you have this overlay, but I don't know how I'm going to be putting this thing over it, but I'm just going to go ahead and add it here. This guy, Tadeo, he is the best. By the way, he's the best ranked FIFA card out of the 3 names that you have listed there. So I guess that's a good thing. But Tadeo right now in EA Sports FC 25, this guy is a 72, and he's not a rare card. He's a common card. I'm not a fan of this, Danny.
You're not gonna find many players that are rare cards coming to the MLS, buddy.
Well, one of the guys has a rare card, and it's not this guy. Tadeo Allende, his pace is decent. Everything else, he's garbage.
All right.
So, I'm just calling it like I see it, guys.
Last season, he played 1 game, 1 minute. He had 2 Copa del Rey performances, and he had 2 goals. And then the year before that, he played in 10 games. He did have 1 goal. And before that, when he played for Godoy, he played 22 games. He had 6 goals and 2 assists. So there you go. He predominantly plays down the right flank. He's like a right winger. My understanding is he can also play left wing. So I think it was Don Cafecito. Shout out to Steve Munoz. I believe that he put up a graphic on the Discord of his heat map, where one season he was predominantly down the right side, the other season he was predominantly down the left side. So he is a winger that we could utilize on both sides. Maybe they want to put him up at striker. I can't imagine that, but that is what we're looking at as far as Tadeo Allende. So you excited so far?
No, I'm not. I'm petrified. Because the next one, Gonzalo Lujan, or Lujan, however you describe it here, 23 years old. Apparently, he's a right back / center back. He has 28 matches under his belt, 3 yellow cards, 1 red card.
And he predominantly plays right back. But I would assume, because I've heard from multiple people, that Inter Miami is looking to add 2 young center backs. I never read or heard anything from anyone that they were looking for a right back. So I would assume, based simply off of that, nothing else, that we are bringing him in to give us depth at the center back role. And he could also be a backup right back when necessary. But I have a feeling that he is going to be a depth piece at center back. I don't think he's going to be taking Toto Aviles' spot.
I don't like this because this guy's not going to be a starting center back. I don't see him being a starting center back.
Neither do I.
And as far as a right back is concerned, it's not the fact that he might play over Cello. It's about the fact that what's the promise here for Ian Frey? So that's something that I'm really looking forward to seeing, is Ian Frey playing right back. At some point, that's what I'm hoping for. And Dennis is begging for the FIFA card. Do I whoop it out?
I'm surprised that you don't have these on deck.
No, I do. Boom.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Lujan, this guy's a 69. A common card. His pace is awful.
I'm going to tell you why you can't rely on these FIFA cards too much.
Absolutely. You're wrong already. Go.
What's Ian Frey's rating?
I don't even want to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's not even do all that. Okay, Danny? Don't
I'm
be
just
a
saying.
don't be a Debbie Downer. Okay? Let's
Okay.
not do
All
that.
right. All right.
I'll look it up right now.
All right. So again, I
He's a
think
59.
that
He's a 59, but his pace is better than this guy.
no. Well, like I said, he's predominantly right back. Again, you guys got to join the Discord. I don't know if it was Steve Munoz that put up some of his statistics, but he looks like he's a better defender than he is an attacker. And I still think that I would go with Chelo. I don't know this kid. Maybe he's better than Chelo. I don't underrate Chelo as much as everybody else does. And my understanding is that he is coming over for the free 99, as you like to say.
I'll take a free 99 deal on anybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have to pay him, but you're not paying for the transfer.
You coming over for a Happy Meal and maybe an empanada, then we're good.
Thank you, Bigote. It was Nick, the one that put it up. Oh, and Bigote just told me that I'm wrong. My understanding was that he was going to come for the free, but I guess not.
Well, I mean, Bigote is saying here $800K plus 60% sell on reportedly. So if he's not coming on the free, then we got problems. I'd rather put Julian Gressel at right back.
No. Chelo's going to be playing right back. All right.
Well,
and I'm sorry. Tank said he's confused. I'm sorry. So am I. I could have sworn I've read in multiple places that he's coming basically for the free. That Inter Miami was willing to offer them money for the transfer, but that they didn't take it. They're letting him go as a free agent because they had issues with their debt. Basically, the team is in debt, so they had to let him go.
And that's what Francisco here is saying. He's saying Lujan is owed money by San Lorenzo. If they pay him, there is a cost. If they don't pay him, he goes away free. So,
that was my understanding, is that he was going away free. But different. Like I said, until anything solid comes out, I guess by the team, it's just going to be back and forth. One person says one thing, the other person says another. Regardless, it sounds like he's coming. So I keep trying to take off the comments and they keep moving. All right.
And now, we got another one. Last but not least, Alexis Cuello. Okay. Now, Alexis Cuello, here we have right here. He looks kind of like a Diego Gomez. Or he actually looks like Stefanelli a little bit. He's
24 years old.
Yeah, he's a striker / left winger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no bueno.
He would probably be playing that backup role to Suarez. 26 matches, and he had 4 goals in the 26 matches, no assists. He took 41 shots, 16 of them on target.
I got a big problem with this, Danny. Okay. I don't want the backup striker to be a striker / winger. I don't want that. I want a striker to be my striker. I don't want to have these guys that are like really wingers, but they could play striker, because it's.
Do you know why I don't mind that?
Why?
When you have a league like the MLS where they have so many salary constraints, there's only so much you can do as far as players that you acquire. Okay. So having talented players that could play multiple roles is probably the best way to build a team when you have those constraints in the salary. So when you have Gressel, although I'm not a big fan of him playing right mid, but that could fill in the right mid and the right wing. When you have him, he could also play right wing back. When you have players that could play both wings, right? Because I'm blanking on his name already. Tadeo was one season looked like he was playing right wing. The next season he was playing left wing. That means he can play both possibly, right? He can fit in on those games where we have like 5 games in, I don't know, like 14 days. Like, those players help a lot. So I understand what you're saying. I want a through and through striker that will ball out. But I think it's good to have this flexibility with players that could do a little more than just play just one specific position.
I want to bring up a couple comments here, Danny. I don't know if you were going to click a comment or two, but Vic is saying, I mean, Messi can assist the hell out of him, but his stats are flat. We thought the same thing about Robert Taylor. We thought the same thing about Campana.
Robert Taylor balled out when he got.
Yeah, Robert Taylor balled out in the beginning, and when he definitely had more time, right? Sargent is telling me to chill out, that he's just a depth piece. Okay, fine. Depth piece, I'll take a depth piece. AZ Rebellion, yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I was going to say, my only worry is that, you know how everybody's waiting for Luis Suarez's knees to fall off? Eventually, those things are going to give out. Like, that is a worry of mine.
AZ Rebellion is telling me, what are you talking about, Chris? What I'm talking about is I don't want to go with the Alfonso, with the Coco Jeans, with the Stefanellis, with these guys that we've been getting that are wingers / strikers, right? You know, Robbie Robinson at some point was like a winger / striker. Like,
but who do you want then?
Well, I want like somebody that's like for example, Borgelin. I'm not saying that I want him back, but at least Borgelin's like he's a striker, right? That's like his said position. He's not playing winger. I want like a true striker behind.
Right, but that was going to be my next point, though. Borgelin is the type of player that you're going to get, a young, unproven player that can only play striker to be a backup in that case, because they know that they're not going to play. So they're either going to be unproven coming up in the ranks that want to prove themselves, and you're not going to know who they are, or it's going to be somebody that you convince to come to the MLS, and you tell them, hey, look, yes, Suarez is a starter, but you're going to get spot minutes at starter here at striker, and you're also going to get some minutes at left wing or right wing, and we're going to move you around. If you're okay with that, then you're going to have minutes to play. But if you get just a through and through striker that is just a in the box striker, and you're like, hey, come over to be the backup, you're not going to get anybody that has any type of aspirations, because they're going to look for somewhere that they can actually get minutes.
Well, look, John Paul is trying to tell me to calm down, but he's saying, look, we sold so many players for so much GAM. What are we using it on? Parentheses, a free Fafa and players that are barely costing Happy Meals. Where's the starter signings? I do have a gripe with us not looking for like a starting center back.
Why? I think we have our two starter center backs already.
I mean, are we really that sold on these center backs? Now, you're bringing up an image. I was going to bring up the FIFA card for Alexis, but go ahead with this image you were going to present.
Now, obviously, Matias Rojas wouldn't be up at left wing. This is one of our old images, right? So I just pulled this up. This is one of our last games. I don't know what game this was, or just last image in general. So here we have Messi. Are you going to sign a starter over Messi?
No.
Suarez?
No.
Bright?
No.
Busquets?
No.
Redondo?
No.
Alba?
No.
Okay. I said Redondo and Bright already, right?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Okay. So everybody that's saying, I want starters. Left wing would be maybe an option. Most people are saying they want starting center backs. I'm sorry. I think you got your starting center backs. You're just going to get depth pieces at this point.
So you think that the team right now is like sitting in a conference room and they're saying defense. This is Mascherano we're talking about, right? Like a defensive-minded coach.
Yep.
You're thinking that he's like, David Martinez and Toto Aviles are my guys.
Yeah.
There's no one better that I want, or no one better that I can fill those positions with.
Yes.
Those are his guys.
I think so.
Okay. I mean, I want to see what the chat thinks.
So wait. So you telling me that from what you saw from David Martinez when he was healthy, right? That first game, when he finally came back for the playoffs, he looked a little rusty. But when he was healthy, you're telling me that you didn't think David Martinez was a good center back?
I'm not saying he wasn't good. He was actually better than anticipated. He was pretty consistent. He got injured a couple times, right? Not long term, but he got a couple dinks, right? He got a little injured, right? And then Noah Allen came through in the clutch, right? And Noah Allen played super good on the left wing, on the left center back position. So
look, if we bring in somebody that's going to start over Martinez, Noah Allen's going to get buried in the depth chart. I mean, I guess he could be the backup left back, I guess. But look, I thought that Martinez played well before he got injured. So I don't know. I before he got injured, I thought he was, and then he got injured. He came back for the playoffs, and he didn't look the same. But I do think that he is solid.
What about this? Go ahead.
I do think we're going to get a new goalkeeper. I do not think Drake starts the season.
Ooh.
I don't think Drake starts the season. I wouldn't mind if he does, but I don't think he does. And I like Cello.
So there's people like Sargent here saying we need a new goalkeeper and replace right back. So you're good with Cello.
Yes.
But you're done. Well, not that you're done, but like you're thinking that Calendar is going to get
I think that Calendar is going to get replaced. Yes. I think that Mascherano is going to come in with his own goalkeeper in mind. I don't know who it is. I would bet money that it's going to be somebody from Argentina. It's going to be Argentinian, almost guaranteed. But I think that we're good. And now when you look at the midfield, you have those three starters: Bright, Redondo, and Busquets. I know somebody said in the chat that there's a team interested in Redondo. I hope that he stays. But let's say these three stay. Then you have Gresso, Cremaki, and David Ruiz as their backups.
Yes.
Do you think it's necessary? Like, oh my God, if we don't do this, we're going to flame out to sign a midfielder?
I don't think so.
Me either. I think that these three starters are good. I think Gresso is a solid player to be a backup in the midfield. I think Cremaki also. I think if Redondo stays, he's going to be the next Diego Gomez, where he goes to Europe and everybody eats their words. That's what I believe.
I think that we're pretty solid in the midfield. I don't think that Gresso, unfortunately, is going to be playing much midfield. I don't know. I'm hoping so because I feel like he does still have a lot of productivity left. But I love David Ruiz. And if Ben Krem can get his touch better, then the fact that they're both going to be off the bench coming in to destroy people is like an awesome thing.
Upcode is saying Redondo, no pace, no offense. Redondo is a defensive midfielder. He is a baby Busquets. So he connects the back line to the front line, but he isn't part of the attack necessarily.
Vic, I need to ask you, because you say y'all also were sleeping on Kristoff. I think my man was a rock. Dude moved like a rock. Are you kidding me? This guy wasn't like a defensive juggernaut. I mean, put him in Nashville. He might be better. But like, we need people with pace. Get caught with our pants down too much.
Supercalifragilistic saying Redondo is a great player. I agree. I think people are sleeping on Redondo for some reason. Redondo probably had the best game of that, or the last two games against Atlanta. He's probably the only one that showed up in that midfield.
Dennis is saying if Drake is out and the next guy is mid, it's going to be #Mascherano out every show. And I'll tell you right now, we had Ustari and we didn't sign him. Like, what other goalkeeper that's Argentine are we going to grab?
There's plenty. We're going to get an Argentine goalkeeper. You just wait.
Ooh, and then we got Rosel Mauricio saying, don't forget my GOAT, Ryan Saylor. Ryan Saylor's sitting back there like, there's no love for me. Where's the love at?
Well, so the reason I brought this up is because I think people forget, like, this team is pretty solid with a lot of the positions that it already has. Now, we don't know what Mascherano likes to play, right? A lot of people like to say it's a 4-2-3-1, I believe is what a lot of people say. So with a double pivot, two center defensive midfielders. So I would assume that maybe Busquets and maybe Bright. Do you think we're overrating Bright? And do you think Mascherano is going to come in and be like, no, Bright, you can't start?
Well, look, I don't think that we're overrating Bright. I feel like Bright is rated exactly where he's supposed to be. Now, do I think that Mascherano is going to have some sort of favoritism? That could possibly come into play.
Because that would bother me if
that's a robbery.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? With a new coach, you just never know. The only guarantees are the Barca boys and probably Redondo.
Well, Redondo because he has familiarity with him.
Right. He played with him in Argentina with the U20s or whatever, U22, U23.
I mean, I guess Aviles is a lock as well. Not just because of his productivity last year, but because he's familiar with him as well. But do I think that Bright is going to be, given the cane off the stage deal? Quite possibly. But then it's like, what are you going to do? Okay, so you're familiar with Ben Krem. You're going to put Ben Krem for Yannick Bright. Like Yannick Bright last year was super proven. Came in when everything was crumbling. Literally was one of the reasons of our downfall in the playoffs against Atlanta. Like if we saw that, breaking down the numbers, you're going to tell me that they're not going to see the impact that Bright has on this team? There's no way. There's no way.
I sure hope you're right, man, because that's a worry of mine. But yeah, well, I just pulled that up just so we could go over it, because I see a lot of people like, oh, we got all this money. Where are the starters? I mean, there's not tons of starting positions to fill.
Well, just before you keep going here, Alexis, there's your actual rare card. He's a bronze rare card, 63, left midfielder. Now, his pace is pretty sexy. He's got 87 right here. I love that, right? Now, his shot's 58, passes 50. I'm not with it so far, Danny. I'm not trying to get bronzes out here. Okay.
If he's your backup, you'll be fine.
No, give me Emerson.
Oh, Emerson's not coming here.
Give me
trash.
Emerson.
No, Emerson's trash. All right. So those are the players up until now that we've talked about. And Sergeant wants to know the opinion on James.
That would be great.
I don't see where he fits. He doesn't defend. I just don't see the fit as much as if he were to join. I think that would be really cool. Obviously, I'm Colombian, so I would enjoy it for that aspect. I don't see where that works. So,
I want to bring up something before we get over to the end. Vic is asking update on the new stadium, please. For those of you that follow other podcasts, Football Miami TV, Peter Brown and Uncle Ed, they do a podcast every week, and they are known for covering the stadium. They actually did it for Dry Pink, and now they're doing it for the new Miami Freedom Park. Uncle Ed went out this past weekend to check out the construction, and I don't know if you saw the video, Danny, but they got hella progress going on right now. I saw
the pictures that were circulating.
Yeah, they got some progress. Look, Kerry Hoffman saying I saw they had pillars up. Mm-hmm. There's stuff going on. This thing might be ready. This thing might be ready.
Hunter, you were doubting it?
No, I mean, look, I was thinking that this is going to be quick, but I mean, if you got nothing but coladas and cocaína, then I think this is going to be done on time.
It has to be done on time. You crazy? The only thing is that maybe they'll have to like put us on the road for the first couple of weeks just to make sure that it's ready next week. I forgot what team they had to do that for. I want to say Nashville, maybe. There was a team that they built the stadium and they had to put like the first like month of games like all on the road just to make sure that they had enough time to get the stadium up. But outside of that, we're going to be good to go. Now, I have no worries that 2026 will be played in Freedom Park.
There was a lot of people that were worried, though. So,
yeah. Preseason. 12 days away. But as of right now, there's only 2 official games on the docket. Are you worried about the fact that we only have 2 games apparently going on right now?
I'm pretty sure that we're going to be playing like Miami FC or like one of these MLS teams like behind closed curtains, and the only people that are going to have access are going to be, Franco and Xavier. Like they're the only ones that are going to be able to watch this game.
Most teams play their preseasons behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So that's really not something out of this world.
Well, I feel like that's the best thing to do, especially since last year we went on a literal public worldwide tour and got annihilated.
Yeah.
I feel like right now is the time to do the opposite, especially with an unproven coach. I feel like right now is the best time to keep everything behind closed doors.
I'm not going to talk too much preseason. We're going to have a bunch of shows this week. Tomorrow we'll be back at 9:00. I did want to bring one thing up before we get out of here. We have a show in Spanish at 10:00 also, by the way. 10:00 en Español So make sure you join us if you have nothing to do and you want to hear some more Spanish Herons talk. Thoughts on a watch along or watch party? Now, this, I want to bring something up that Chris and I were talking about. I was watching the Red Bulls Inter Miami game from May 4th of last season, where Messi had the 6-goal contributions. And it's really fun to watch these games back because you see players that stood out that maybe you would have forgotten. Now, I thought about this like 20 minutes ago when people were pooping all over Cello, because I think if you look back, Cello was a lot better than you guys realize. One thing that I would consider doing is I was going to go back and watch all the games from last season. Now, I wouldn't do a watch along for the entire game, but I thought that it'd be really cool to kind of run and do maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 games. And like, I don't know if you guys have seen the recaps that they do that are like 7 minutes long, and kind of go through the whole season, and we can go through it together as we watch it and point out that Cello wasn't responsible for all those goals that you guys like to talk crap about. So I would love to do that. But I don't know if you guys would be interested in some of that. So we were considering doing something like that and make it into like a 4 or 5 show series. And we could chunk 4 or 5 games, kind of just do the whole season. Because it is fun to look back at those games. Because I really enjoyed just watching that second half. Just food for thought in case anybody is interested. Just go ahead and let us know in the comments or right now in the chat, because that is something that we consider doing. Maybe we'll do it because I'd love to do it before the season starts. Get a good feel for the 2024 season before we start 2025. Because there's a lot of stuff that you forget. Like for that Red Bulls game that we just talked about, the 6-2 victory, I forgot that Matias Rojas was put in literally at the beginning of the second half. And he's the one that turned that game upside down. I mean, obviously Messi had those goal contributions, but Matias Rojas' presence in that game was so important. I had forgotten about that already. So for sure, I would like to do that. So if people are interested and would want to watch along and kind of relive the whole season with us, let us know. And then last topic before we head out of here, Fortitude Challenge. We announced it last week, but we only had one show last week, so we really didn't promote it too much. We are going ahead and Will said Cello is the gift and the curse. No, I think that people are poo-pooing on him way too much. And just real quick, Fortitude Challenge. The new kits are called the Fortitude kits, and Chris and I both got the authentic, and they are fitting like schmediums. We bought our proper size, but they were a little too tight, and we started wondering if it was us or the kit. We leaned towards us, and we decided last Monday to start a weight loss challenge that we've been talking about for a while. We've been talking about this for maybe 2 seasons already. And we decided to finally do it. On our Discord, we started a channel, and people have been posting their weights, their workouts, the results of their workouts, and we're really pushing each other. And everybody is free to join in. And for whoever has the best progress, obviously you have to give us your starting point right now, right? And then towards the end, and we're going to figure out a little care package or something cool for whoever wins. And we're just, at the end of the day, if health is wealth. So if it helps you at all get into better shape, that's all we're really looking for. So.
Yeah. And this is good to help the community, get everybody involved on something positive, right? A lot of negative comes out from Discord apparently, right? So like we want to make sure we focus on the positivity. And, Mike V is saying I'm in for the challenge. The kid is tiny, and it is. Right? I mentioned it. You guys thought I was lying. I gained like 100 extra pounds. Like, no, Danny didn't gain an extra 100 pounds either. The kit fits a little tiny, and it's not just all authentic kits. Like, this is an authentic kit, and it fits perfectly fine.
Giveaway of Fortitude. No. I mean, those things cost $180.
They want the jersey.
I consider that. I thought about it, but that's expensive. I'm financially challenged. I'm sorry. I can't be giving away straight full $180 kits.
I'll see if I can find some guy outside of Dry Pink Stadium. I'll buy like a $30 jersey and give you guys a medium knockoff. Yeah.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow at 9:00 with SoFlo Soccer. He's going to be a guest with us, talking a little soccer, and he's awesome. If you guys haven't checked him out, he'll be on with us tomorrow at 9:00. And that's it. We're going to ride out of here today. It was a clunky start to the show, so I apologize because I kind of threw off the whole show with my mic. But Chris held it down, and as always, you guys in the chat were awesome, so we appreciate you. Chris, any final words?
These two guys gone scare me. These three guys waiting in the shadows scare me. So I can't wait to get the preseason started. I want to see what the hell's going on here.
We're gonna be fine. I am excited because the news started rolling, and I don't think it's gonna stop until the start of the season. And by then, we're gonna be looking at games. It's gonna be a fun time. So I'm excited. And here we go. We got a busy week coming up.
Full panic mode I'm in, Danny.
So if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way in. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way in. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 55 minutes. And we will be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock, hopefully with a better show, better equipment. And and like Big Up says, smash that like button. So until the next one, have a good one.